One of my more recent talks was about Sun Tzu, the book Art of War. And what I brought up was the fact that you got to know your enemy, you got to know yourself. Well, when you bring those two things together, I've always called that context, understanding the context. Well, I got to tell you, I was doing some work with a gentleman, and this was early days of using Teams. We didn't use Zoom at that time, but I've since used it with him. And the gentleman I was working with, it was funny as heck. He gets there and he says, after about 2 or 3 months of working with him, he goes, "You're always asking this question about context, context, context." And he says, "What is context? What is this thing that you're talking about?" I said, "Well, in order to understand a situation and figure out how we're going to solve the problem and or how we're going to work our way into the solution, we had to come up with the idea of the context." So it was, okay, what's the good guys doing? What are the bad guys doing? So what we did, now the guy, it's absolutely amazing, because now when he and I have conversations, he actually sits there and he says, "Hey, what's the context for this?" Because he understands the importance of knowing that. So when you're making decisions, you got to know, okay, what's the enemy going to be doing? What do I need to be doing in response to that? Because the devil works in a lot of hard ways that it's hard for us to solve problems when he's the one that we're fighting. He's the father of all lies. He's the one who takes all of our fears. He exploits our fears, and he looks at all the things that we're afraid are going to happen, and/or the things that we really enjoy doing. He uses all of those against us, because those are things that are going to affect our attitude. They're going to affect what we physically are attracted to, and it's going to take the things that we are actually going to want to bring into our lives, and he's going to exploit that. So that's what you want to do, because as a friendly force, you want to exploit the enemy's weaknesses. What is the enemy going to do? The enemy's going to exploit our weaknesses. So you got to be prepared for that. That's all when we're talking about context. That's what we mean. So if you want to learn more about this, how that fits into your life, and how you use that in order to put a life plan together and make decisions as you're going through your life, and how that plan is unfolding based on your particular faith, your work, how do you do your work better, how does your family life improve, all of those things are going to improve when you start looking at it from faith-centered life planning blueprint. So get with me. Click on the link, set up a call, 30-minute discussion. And then if we want to take it a little bit further, if you want to go deeper and really understand the depth of the context and understand the depth of your purpose, we'll talk about that. We could set that up too. But get a hold of me and think about it. God bless. Have a great day.
If interested in follow-on gifts or discussion, book a discovery call with Tom Sudbeck with the link in the description below. And please say a prayer for discernment and transformation.